For decades, astrologers have been looking forward to Barbault's basket.
Barbault's
And
basket.
yeah,
Okay.
it's an astrological configuration that all the astrologers have tried to track back to the last time it happened. Never happened before.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like so completely mind blowing that all the astrologers like guessing what that might be mean. Here's the circle, right? So you have the circle, and here's the east side and the west side. It's called your rising sign over here and your descendant, and then it's the horizontal axis or the vertical axis, the meridian. So it divides the wheel into four sections.
Mm.
And so whenever planets form an opposition, it's like one planet's right across from another. That occupies that horizontal angle
Mm.
line, and then you can have two other planets down here, like creating a basket to the top two that are opposing one another. And it just so happens that if we use Pluto as the main planet because it's the slowest moving one, Pluto's over here, and then we have coming up now on July 20th, Jupiter's going to be exactly across, and then the 2 points that form the bottom of the basket are Neptune in Aries, exactly 1/6 of the wheel from Pluto, and then 1/6 of the wheel forward. The other point in the bottom of the basket is Uranus at 4 degrees of Gemini, and then at the top of the rim of the basket is Jupiter in Leo.
Mm.
So you have this what looks like a basket, 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Creates a basket. We've seen something like that with the personal planets involved, but never the outer planets. It's like Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter. These are all outer planets forming this basket. And what I've just came to realize in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks is that when you have a basket like this, there's a point where, let's say it's a round basket, right? There's a point at the very bottom of the basket that's not a part of this astrological configuration. You ever hold up a basket and look at, turn it sideways and look at a woven basket where it's all woven around the very bottom of the basket, like a center point?
Mm.
That center point, here's the Barbault's basket, but right across here, right in the center, that's the bottom of the basket. That's what everything's woven around.
Mm. Oh,
And,
what is
and
that?
it's not mentioned by any astrologers, and it's the actual 4 degrees of Scorpio, which happens to be right on my ascendant, my rising sign. So that's why I'm talking about it now. But but the so a basket, just what does a basket do?
Contains.
Yeah, it's a container, and it allows knowledge, experience, understanding, wisdom to be contained. And if it's a basket full of fruit or it's in a useful way that we can uh, return to and be fed by.
Mm.
We can be nourished by. And, as JC said, we don't live by bread alone. Okay? So it can be spiritual knowledge as well. But the center point of the basket, the entire basket's woven around, and I just realized this today, uh, because you guys asked me to show up for an interview. I took a deep dive, and I would never have seen this unless you guys asked me. So thank you. So, and so it's all woven around this 4 degrees of Scorpio, which is the power of the activation of the Kundalini to awaken,
Mm.
and then everything else that this basket's woven around is the power and depth of that personal transformation that resulted from a full-blown activation of the Kundalini. And what normally in most people's lives activates their Kundalini is a sudden, unexpected crisis. It can be a car accident, a heart attack, or things like. Or on a global level, it can be a crisis that's life and death, so profoundly that it demands that you awaken to your true power and handle your power with integrity. And you stand in the center of your own being and take your power. Because right across, so here we have the basket. So right across from the center of the basket, the woven part, you have the handle of the basket, right? So that the handle of the basket is Chiron in Taurus. So this Chiron, and Haumea happens to be right around that area at the beginning of Scorpio. Haumea is the Hawaiian goddess of the aloha spirit. So through a deep and profound life and death crisis, which we're seeing happening all over the world now, people are brought together and learn how to help one another through the crisis. And we're seeing that example personally and globally going on now throughout the world. And the basket is created by trines and sextiles, which are the aspects of abundance, creativity, of bringing a new world into being. So let's say there's a devastating flood or like what happened in Fukushima. It's like, whoa, we have to rebuild the whole place. And what happened with the Lahaina fires in Hawaii? All of Lahaina was almost was basically burned to the ground. And it created space, especially for the elders in Hawaii, the kahunas, to have a say in the way in which Lahaina is rebuilt. So they're the old ones getting involved in tearing what's completely way out of balance. So we have the possibility of bringing a new world into being that's more in harmonic, not just relationship to each other as humans, but to the earth herself. July 20th, especially the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, is when that whole basket just begins to light up. So it's like right at the end of this month, with especially the full moon in Aquarius on the 29th. We're feeling the potential building, but that's when it really starts becoming evident. Being called to really just be open with who we are and be the brilliant star that we are, like me showing up here today.